Hi, I'm glad you could join me today. You sort of caught me piddling around here a little bit. This being the last show of this series, I thought maybe, I tell you what, I get so many cards and letters from people all over the country saying, Bob, what should I do if I'm in the middle of a painting and I decide I don't like it, or God forbid it goes sour? Well, I don't like to start off with something you haven't already done, so let me show you what you can do at home if you're not happy with a painting and if it's not going just the way you want it. You know, over and over again I say, we don't make mistakes, we have happy accidents. So today, let's have a happy accident and see what we can make out of it. And let's start off and have them run all the colors across the screen that I've already used up here. And when they're coming across, let's go on up and let me show you what can be done. I got here a little early today. This being the last show, I was all excited, so I got here a little early and I was piddling around and did a little bit of painting. But if you had something like this, say, and you decided you wanted to change your mind, watch here. Just take your knife and just zip it off the canvas. Just literally take it right off the canvas. That easy. And I'm scraping very hard. Very hard. Just scrape it right off. Look at that. Now, I know if you've painted at one time or another, you've had a canvas probably that looks just like this. My gosh, I bet I've had a million of them. What do you do with something like this? Normally we'd end up just taking this canvas and putting it aside or washing it completely down and starting over. But let me show you what you can do. Let's just go back to this old 2-inch brush, and I'm just going to grab this and lift it upward. Let's just lift upward and blend this out. Just lift it upward. I want to get all those scrape marks out. Just blend all together. Because I'm not kidding when I tell you we don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents. Anything that you do, you can learn to use. And that's when you truly, truly experience the joy of painting. When there's no fear. Okay, let me wash this brush. Just wash it with a little odorless thinner. Shake it off. Beat the devil out of it and go about your business. Now then, I'm just going to sort of blend all this together. Just bring it together. And then you can turn the brush this way and maybe here and there put a few little, see how you can move that paint? It's like doing reflections backwards. You can just create all kinds of little effects. Look at there. Okay. Lift it all up. Very, very gently. Very gently. And just going across, you can take all the brush strokes out of it. The value remains in the canvas. All the color that you put on there, even though you scraped it off, remains in the canvas. Now watch. Let me grab a round brush here. Let's just leave that there and go right into some of the browns. Pick up a little crimson. Oh, a little touch of the sap green. And tap firmly. Use this whole round brush and just tap firmly. Okay? Now then, come right along in here and let's just start putting in all kinds of happy little things. Just take this brush and tap them in. Just tap them in. All we're looking for at this time is just some very basic little tree shapes, bush shapes. There. Just tapping them in. A little more color on the brush. We can go right into here. Oh, there's one right there. Look at that. Now when I'm doing these little bushes with a round brush, I normally start at the base and work upward. And that way it's darker down here than it is up high. Okay, maybe. Yep, right here. Right here. Lighter, lighter, lighter as you work upward. Turn the brush to make all those shapes. You want limbs that hang and droop and some that stand straight up. However you want them. However you want them. That's the right way. There we go. There we go. As I say, we get hundreds and hundreds of letters from people all over the country. This is where a lot of the ideas come from for the paintings that I do on these series. And people send me cards, these postcard type things with pictures on them. They send me photographs, and from that, I get a lot of ideas of what you would like to see painted. Or just drop me a note. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what kind of paintings you would like, and let me know how you're doing using the technique. There. With the conclusion of this series, there's now over 140 shows. Son of a gun. A lot of shows, isn't it? 140 half-hour shows. And if you haven't had the opportunity to see all of them and you would like to, give your local station a call, let them know what you want to see. Just let them know. And here we just drop it in, all kind of little things. Whatever. Now I'm going to take the liner brush, dip it right in some paint thinner, right into Van Dyke Brown, turn that brush, bring it to a nice sharp point. Let's go right up here. Okay, and here, maybe we can see a tree trunk here and there, and a limb, and maybe there's something back in here. I'm going to put leaves on these trees, so we're going to lose a great deal of the detail. Ooh, see that one there, he had a rough life. Got bent and hurt. There we go. Okay. You really can't make a mistake with this. Anything that happens, you can learn to use it and to make something out of it. I just don't have time in a half-hour show to show you all the ways that you can correct and fix paintings. We have instructional videos that do that. But just try it. Don't get upset if something doesn't go right. You learn from mistakes. Son of a gun, and I have made more mistakes than everybody put together. You learn from your mistakes. There. See, that gives us indication of some little tree trunks here and there. Let me grab my old round brush and I'll just beat some of the loose paint off of it. It still has brown in it. I'm going to dip right into a little touch of the liquid white and go right into yellow. Right into the yellow. Reach up here and I'm going to grab a touch of green, sap green. Tap that brush firmly. Firmly. Cad yellow, a little sap green. Okay, let's go right up here. Maybe, let's start here. Decide which tree is farthest away. In my world, I want this one to be the farthest away. In yours, that might be the closest. But you have to make that decision. You decide. And then with this brush, just begin highlighting, putting all kinds of little happy things in there. Make little clusters. Okay, I'm going to go into some of the yellows, a little touch of paint thinner, and a touch of the bright red, just a touch. It's very, very strong. Okay, let's go right up here. Maybe, oh, look at that son of a gun. Isn't that pretty? Maybe Mr. Jack Frost came by and touched on this one. There. Once again, work in layers on this tree. Don't just hit it random. Look at all those little things that happen. And that's what makes your tree so beautiful. This round brush is unreal. You can do all kinds of things and do them very fast. Maybe right underneath it here lives another happy little tree. Little bush, whatever. See, there he is. Over here, he's got a friend, and he lives right there. And you can just keep making bush after bush after bush, however many you want. Don't kill all the dark areas. They're so important. They're probably more important than the light areas. Save some of those dark areas in there. That's what creates depth and distance and all the little places for the little creatures to hide. They got to have a place to go to. Where I live, I have all kinds of creatures that come, and I feed all them little rascals. Shoot, we have just a multitude of birds and squirrels. And then at night we have raccoons, and even the possums come. And I put food out for them every day. And I'm crazy enough I go out and talk to them. Of course, anybody that talks to trees would certainly talk to raccoons and possums. There you go. And a little bit right in there. See how you can build layer after layer? You could create a whole forest in just a matter of minutes. In just a matter of minutes. Keep the brush loaded with paint. There's a lot of paint on the brush. Probably the biggest mistake and the biggest problem maker is the fact that there's not enough paint on your brush. So then you have to hit real hard to make it work. And load it frequently. I'm only using the top bristles. Just the top bristles. See? Just the top. That's all it touches. That's what you need. There we go. So let's go back over here and begin layering some of this. Look at that. Layer after layer. It's easy and it's fun. And you can do it. You can do it. Look at all that. Recently we were in Roanoke, Virginia doing a demonstration for a very dear friend of mine. In fact, he's a manager at the PBS station there. But we had hundreds of people come and they watched us paint some of the nicest people we've met anywhere in the country. There we go. Okay, see, look at all the different layers. Shoot. Now then, let's have some water here. So we have to make some decisions at this point. Where's our water going to be? We can begin pulling down like that. Wherever you think there might be some water, just pull it down. Just pull it down. Like so. Okay, now I'm going to take some brown, a little bit of dark sienna, pull it out very flat, cut across, and get our little roll of paint. See? Right there. Now then, let's begin deciding where we're going to have some land here. And just let the knife sort of bounce along. And if you go over a bush, that's okay. It's your bush. You can go over it if you want to. Anything you want to do to it. And as you've seen already, if it doesn't work, shoot, just fix it. Just fix it. Nothing to it. Nothing to it. You can fix anything now, because you are the master. The master. You have unlimited power on this canvas. This is probably the only place I do have any power, but on this canvas, boy, I can do anything. Anything. And you can too. You can too. See, just make decisions here. And if you get some of this mud out in the water, what difference does it make? Show you. I'm just going to do all kinds of things and let you see what can be done. Let's see. Maybe we'll just put all kinds of bumps and look at that. Just put them out here wherever you want them. Wherever. I know. You're saying, Bob, you have really done it this time. You may be right. We may have to scrape this one off and start over again. But the fact that you can should give you tremendous confidence. Just the fact that you don't make any mistakes, that you can zip this off and create a whole new world with it. And it helps you get over the fear of canvas, over the fear of painting, because you can't do any wrong. Okay, I'm going to take some white, a little touch of the dark sienna, and the least little touch of blue. Least little touch. Pull it out flat, cut across, once again, our little roll of paint. Now then, let's just let this knife just sort of bounce along and just hit the high points. Just here and there. Just here and there. Don't overkill. We don't want to lose all that beautiful dark that you put in there. Don't overkill. Just let it bounce along. Look at there. Okay. Helps to make little noises, make little stories up in your mind. There. What's the old saying? You don't have to be crazy to do this, but it certainly helps. There. There we go. Okay. And just wherever you think a little light would hit. And we've got all these gobs of paint out here in the water. So let's just do this. Let that knife just bounce along and play. It'll leave paint all over the place. we go. You know, maybe. Shoot, let's add some more little things here and there. It's your world, so you do whatever you like. Okay. Now I just grab this little 1-inch brush. I'm going to go here and there underneath this, pull some of this down. If this is water, then we're going to have a certain amount of reflections in it. We don't have to reflect every single thing, but here and there. And you could do this with a fan brush or whatever brush is handy. I just happen to grab this one. Just pull some of these down. Now the paint that we use, and I've mentioned this over and over throughout the series, is very firm. If you're using a paint that's oily, you're going to run into mass problems when you do this, and you're going to be unhappy with me. Find a paint that's very firm, very dry, because I want this to work for you. I don't want you to be upset when you try it. Okay, let me grab a fan brush here. Okay, go right into some of the yellows. Grab some of the sap green. Just load the brush full of color. Yellow ochre, Indian yellow, all the yellows and the reds. A lot of paint in the brush. Don't be afraid to put some in there. Let's go up here. Now then, just gently push upward, and we can begin making little grassy areas that come right down and sort of brings all this together. If you have trouble making it stick, add a little touch of the paint thinner to your brush, and then it'll stick very easy. Don't get too much. Don't get too much thinner. Takes very little of it to thin the paint down. See, all these little grassy areas. Once in a while, tap into the bright red and just keep on going. There. There we go. There we go. There we go. See, a little bit here and there. Wherever you think they ought to be, that's where they ought to be. And there's no limit to these. You can put them everywhere that you want them. As many or as few. It's up to you. It's up to you. Now then, what are we going to do with this mess we have here? This is where we can really have some fun. Before I start that, I want to take my knife and go up here and just scratch in a few little sticks and twigs and all these little bushes. All you're doing here is just scratching through the paint and allowing some of the canvas to shine through. But you can make many, many little sticks and twigs, and it helps create different planes in your painting. Adds to that illusion of distance, of depth. Pay you great dividends in your painting career. Okay, I'm going to go right into the liquid white, and then into titanium white. I'll reach up here and grab a touch of the blue, just a little bit of blue. Blue, there we are. Okay, load the brush full of paint. Now I put the liquid white in here to make the paint a little bit thinner. It's a little thinner. And by having it thin, then it'll stick to this thicker paint without creating mud. Now watch here. Come right up here and watch. Look at here. Here comes a happy little stream around here, and it's going to bounce and play. It's just having a great time. Don't kill all these little areas. Streams just bubble along, and they make one of the nicest sounds in nature. There it comes, bounced right over that little stone. Choom. Works right around here. Let your imagination go. Think about if you were water, what you would do here, where you would go. Where you would go. Okay, let me add a little more paint to my brush. Come right on back up here. Grab it and pull it right over. See, this is a thinner paint, and it'll drop right over. Look at that. Look at that. Here we go. Comes right here. Zoom, falls over there. See, water's just floating along here, and then all of a sudden somebody pulls the plug and it just falls over. Just falls right, maybe, look at here. See there? Then put a little splash at the base of that. Isn't that neat how it just runs right over that rock? And maybe, boom, just like that. You can make all kinds of happy little things. Just think about the sound that a little bubbling stream makes as it works its way down. It goes over all the rocks. And it's to one of the nicest sounds in nature. just bubbles and churns and has fun. I've always wanted a house right beside a little stream so I could listen all night to all the little sounds it makes. There we go. There we go. There, see? Just let it play. Whoops, there it came, right over the top. Let some of that brown that you put in there show through. Let it show through. So I'm gonna get a little more blue on my brush. Come right in here. See there? See there? There's no end to this. You can go anywhere you want to go with it. Anywhere. There's one ahead, a little bloop bloop. Bloop bloop. Okay. And there. A little more blue on the brush. Like so. And push up wherever. Now I continually am adding the liquid white to this to keep the paint very thin. Very, very thin. If you have a thick paint, you can't run over all this. Just absolutely won't do it. Let me wipe my brush off. I've got such a buildup of paint on there, I can't even find where the bristles are. There we go. Start over with some new blue. And let's go right on back in here. Isn't that pretty though? This is the place where you really let your imagination take over. However you want this water to go. Wherever. Water just floats along here and has a good time. There it comes. See, and drops right over in there, splashes and churns. There. A lot of fun. Oop, there it went. Oop, just goes everywhere. If you don't make those little noises, it won't work right. Okay. Let me grab the old round brush here. And let's go right up here. Maybe let's close in this side of the painting. We've got a happy little stream. That easy. See, put a few little bushes and stuff right here. Some browns and greens and blacks, crimson, whatever. Now, decide where you want your land. If it goes over something, just cover it up. It's your world. You do whatever you want to do with it. Just like so. Maybe it comes right on down here. Okay, then I add a little touch of liquid white. Go right into some color. Grab some green here. Tap that brush firmly. Firmly. Okay, let's go right up here. Now then, let's just drop some highlights on some little bushes and stuff that are on this side of the stream. We'll make these bright enough so they stand out and pull apart from the ones in the background. See? Isn't that fantastic that you can do so much? There. Now then, let's take some brown and we come right in here and begin picking out rocks and all kinds of little things that are going on wherever you think they should be. Little touch of the highlight color. Just bounce it along. There's a big old rock. Bloop. Whatever you want. Whatever. Then our fan brush that has all the yellows and the greens on it, we can come right in here and put us in some little grassy areas, just like we had on the other side. See them back here? Okay. Maybe, right here. Out on this, there was a little bush. You decide. See, and it creates a whole nother plane because you can see that grassy area and then bushes in front. Little tricks like that really help increase the depth in your painting. There, and just push up all kinds of little things. There we are. some right down in here, like so. Back to my fan brush that had the stream colors on it. And you can bring that in here. And just sort of clean up the edges and bring your little stream all together. And right here, you know me, right here would be a super place to have an old tree, maybe an old dead tree that lives right about here. Right about here. Oh, he's a tired old tree. He's had a rough life. Rough life. Wherever you want him to go. Excuse my arm a second and let me come this way. You know, as we're winding to an end here on this, the last show of this series, when I'm painting this tree, I'd just like to take a moment and thank you. Thank you very much for allowing me into your home. I've made literally hundreds and hundreds of fantastic friends, and I enjoy your company, and I hope you enjoy mine, and I hope you continue to watch. Let me hear from you. You're very special people. Very, very special. And if there's things that you want that I'm not doing, drop me a line, let me know. Put a few old branches out here on this old dead tree and let him go. Just like so. Don't have too many left, just a few here and there. But I hope this shows you that we don't make mistakes. You can take anything that happens and create a pretty nice looking painting from it. And you can do it too. And so, on behalf of the whole crew here, I'd like to wish you happy painting, God bless, and I'll see you the next series.